Our daily lives are based off of waking up, going to work, coming home, spending free time, and getting ready to go to bed, to repeat the cycle. In our lives, we have something known as free time. Free time is when you have nothing in your schedule and you are completely free to do whatever you want. In this time, maybe you go outside and go for a walk, or maybe going to the park. Going outside has many benefits, such as boosting your mental and physical health. So this makes going outside a healthy hobby. While there are healthy hobbies, there are also unhealthy hobbies. There are many unhealthy hobbies out there, but the one that just about everyone in the world has is called social media addiction. We spend all our free time on screens like televisions, computers, phones, etc. But what makes being addicted to social media dangerous and unhealthy? An addiction is something that you don't do for a controlled amount of time and instead is out of control. An addiction is usually something that ruins time schedules. Addictions are created when you begin to do something and get a hit of dopamine from it. Dopamine is a chemical that releases in your brain, which makes you feel proud of yourself. An example of when you get a hit of dopamine is if you get a reward for something like a race, you will feel proud of yourself. That is dopamine. Social media is online. It is usually an application or a website. Social media examples are YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, etc. All forms of social media have some sort of connection to real-life people. For example, YouTube has content creators who make YouTube videos that are viewed, liked, shared, and commented on. Twitter and Facebook are very similar. Content on these social media is primarily found through trends. Content creators can talk to the world about whatever they desire, post pictures, videos, and talk to people. The similarity between Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and much more is that they all have some sort of way to show that content is liked or disliked. This is what causes the addictions. On these websites, creators gain followers, likes, and comments. If the followers a person gains are lower than expected, the creator will probably be a bit angry that whatever they posted did not blast off and go viral. These people will probably try harder and get more people to like their content. Once their content reaches the amount of likes that the creator wants, they will probably get a hit of dopamine, which will make them want to continuously feel the same way. So these creators will continue to create content and try to get a lot of likes and a lot of followers. This is what starts a social media addiction. These creators will set goals or milestones for an amount of followers that they want to achieve by a certain time. This will cause the creator to work deliberately on getting more followers. Once they reach their goal, just like when they make a popular post, they will once again want more followers, so they will make another milestone. So if they reach 100,000 followers, they will want to get up to 200,000 followers next. Social media has their own way of getting people addicted to their content, even if the viewers don't want to be content creators. Social media will have an alternative. For example, viewers on YouTube will spend their time on social media by watching other popular creators' videos. This is the same with all other social media platforms. The average person probably spends their day by first getting out of bed, eating breakfast, going to work, coming back home, spending their free time, and going back to sleep. Let's call this person John. John probably spends his free time on the television, computer, and phone. Let's say that John is a viewer and not much of a content creator. John watches YouTube videos from his favorite YouTubers. He stays up late watching videos even when they are boring, and he spends time on social media when he's at home in the morning and at work. John is addicted to social media. Now let's call this next person Bill. Bill has the same daily schedule. When his free time comes around, he watches YouTube just like Bill. When he gets bored, he doesn't continue to watch videos. He goes onto his television. Bill spends about an hour relaxing and watching television. After, he decides to take a quick jog around the street to get some fresh air. When he comes back home, he gets ready for bed and falls asleep. He does not watch YouTube. Bill is not addicted to social media. John's lifestyle is very unhealthy. Whenever he goes to places, he isn't socializing. He is always on his phone. John is always trying to keep up to date with his favorite YouTubers' videos and occasionally tries to get a lot of likes and retweets on Twitter. Bill is always socializing with people and doesn't use his phone often. He occasionally tries to get likes and retweets on Twitter, but he doesn't let it distract him from the real world. The difference between John and Bill's lives is drastic. Bill has many friends since he is focused on the real world, while Bill does not have many real friends, and mostly online friends. John's life is being ruined by social media. John could easily get fired from his job since he is always on his phone, and his few real friends don't want to hang out with him much since he is always focused on likes and retweets. There's probably nobody out in the world who would want their lives to be blinded by social media and lose their friends. John's life isn't that great, but there are a few ways to fix it. If you've noticed that you use social media more than you thought you have before, then ask yourself the following questions. Do you often think about social media and plan on using it when you're not using it? Does your urge to use social media constantly grow over time? Do you use social media to help cope or forget about certain problems you're facing in your everyday life? If you've ever tried to reduce your time on social media, has it ever worked or has it done nothing? Do you use social media so much that it negatively affects your everyday life? If you've said no to all of these questions, then you most likely do not have a social media addiction. You use social media in your spare time, and you only use social media out of your spare time when the time comes up. You probably have a healthier lifestyle than other people. If you said yes to half of the questions and no to half of the questions, then you most likely have a social media addiction, just not as deep as others. You probably still have a healthy lifestyle and good friendships. If you said yes to all the questions, you most likely have a deep social media addiction. You probably use social media throughout all your spare time, and even outside of it. You probably use social media at times where you shouldn't be, and should be focused on the real world instead. If you have a social media addiction, it isn't that hard to fix. Social media was mainly created to help people viewing it to see what's happening around the world, but there's also nothing wrong with watching videos and trying to get likes. Try and find other hobbies you can do alongside social media. You can go outside for some fresh air. Try not to always use your phone when you are going to places, and try and use it at times when it's necessary. Social media is a very dangerous thing to be addicted to, and you must be careful when you use it too much. Be careful with it. Try to find other hobbies that you enjoy, and only use social media when it is absolutely necessary. Thank you.